This is something.
All
It's
right.
something. It's something
Welcome.
we've talked about in the past, isn't it?
Yeah, welcome back to the barn session, everybody. We got some drama to talk about, some tea to spill that's already been spilled. It's been spilling all day long. Um, for those of you that don't know, you know if you're here. Bo Bassett decommitted from Iowa, and Melvin Miller's not going to be going there. Keegan Bassett's not going to be going there. Um, yeah. Where do you guys even want to? Where do you want to start? How do you want to get into this?
I don't know. Who wants to go first? Who wants to say their piece first?
Go for it.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't want to go first.
All right, I'll go first.
I'll go first.
Reese is going first.
I think I'm probably on the same. I feel like I'm probably on the same boat as Ryan because I'm just going to assume that Ryan is going to be an Iowa defender, an Iowa knob slobber.
Whoa,
As he is.
you'd be wrong, dude.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Well, I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate. I'm going to play both sides here.
Well, I
Go
think
ahead.
it sounds like to me like maybe it was for the best for Iowa. Maybe they were going to be just a handful. It sounds like they're going to be a handful wherever they go. You know,
Yeah.
unless
so
I don't know. Yeah.
let's add a little bit of context behind what exactly we understand has happened so far. So Bo committed to Iowa early February this year, and there was a lot of support behind it. The Iowa fans were super excited about it. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, this makes sense as a fit. Everything's good." And then Bo Bassett puts out a post last night about talking with his family and with his lord about what is the right choice to make here. What is the right decision to make to have the best future, whatever you want to call it. And apparently that is not with Iowa. And so some details started coming out about there was a request from the Bassett clan that the Bo and maybe even Melvin, and I mean, who knows? But basically, that there was some transportation accommodation, along with maybe other things. Who knows what else? In terms of getting Bo and whoever else out to Iowa to train at the RTC for whatever. And then the reported response from Tom Brands was compliance says I can't do that. That's illegal. There's like my hands are tied. You know. And then the assumption is because eventually we get to a point where Tom Brands is unofficially quoted as saying, "Don't tell me how to run my program." I don't think that happens right off the bat. I think somehow we worked our way up into this heated argument. And I think that there is some I think it's important to know that they have been pursuing Melvin Miller officially for the last week, and no longer are. But within this last week, I think something has changed, and I think what has changed are the requests and or demands of a one Bill Bassett. I think that's what's happening. Yeah.
All
because
right,
you can. Go. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go. We'll play the Iowa side first.
Sammy went no side as usual.
Well, hey, I was just first of all, I said I was putting the facts out, and then Ryan said that he wanted to go, so I'm letting him go. I'm not done yet necessarily.
Well, yeah, that long pause made it sound like you were done.
Okay, my bad. Here. Well, then I'll just say without further context, like I'm more on the side of Iowa for this one.
See, that's where it gets tricky.
Okay.
All right. Because apparently compliance is like, it's basically however your compliance interprets the rules.
Correct.
So Oklahoma State interprets the rules one way, Iowa interprets them another, Penn State interprets them this way. It's like lawyers interpreting the law.
Right.
So one lawyer might read something like, might read a law this one way, and another lawyer might be like, actually, I think it means this. So essentially, if you're Iowa and you want to keep this guy around, then maybe if you're Tom, you convince your compliance to maybe interpret the rules a little differently.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But ultimately, a recruit like this, you don't want to lose, right? If you're Iowa, you should maybe, if you're Iowa, you should maybe try to find ways to accommodate what the Bassets want.
Nah.
Maybe you do. I mean, Iowa just went from, they could possibly win a national title with this guy. This guy could possibly take them to new levels. To now they got no shot in hell. Right?
Mostly, seemingly, yeah, pretty much. I mean, because I mean, Bo Bassett was their only guy that they were going to have from this upcoming class. Now they have, I don't even know who.
And Owen McMullen, but right.
Owen is Owen's their other guy. That's right. Let me look at their
Anyway,
their upcoming stuff.
Anyway, so that's like, if you want to be a Bassett defender.
Oh, and Michael
maybe.
Mako.
Oh yeah, Michael. Yep. But also let's not be greedy.
No, I agree. So
there's the whole, they're paying him $5 million over 5 years or whatever, 4 years of college, 5 years, 1 year in high school, whatever it is.
Yeah, what the heck?
There's $1 million coming to the bank, or supposed to be coming to the bank. What was that, at the end of this week or end of this month or
at
something?
the end of this month. Yes, exactly.
End of this month, you got $1 million coming your way. Fly yourself, bruh.
Yeah.
Fly yourself.
Yes.
Pay for your own travel. I'm sorry. For me, it's like, personally, I'm not going to feel bad for you. You're greedy. Your parents are greedy. And listen, Bo, this is a deal of a lifetime. Penn State's not going to pay you $5 million. Oklahoma State's not going to pay you $5 million. Nebraska surely isn't going to pay you $5 million. This is a deal of a lifetime.
Right.
And you're worried about nickels and dimes now for a plane flight?
Are we possibly getting too bogged down in the whole money situation? Because is money really the biggest motivator here?
Well, okay. On top of the $5 million, how much money do you think he's already made in merch?
Right, with the Rudis situation, yeah.
It wasn't just Rudis either. Iowa was giving him apparel to sell too, or whatever. You know what I mean? He was coming down to duels and signing autographs. You think he was doing that for free? Probably not.
Yeah, so he went to Flow Wrestling Night in America, and he did the whole photograph situation, and that's where he did like the Rudis and everything. I don't know if he did anything officially with Iowa, because I don't know if you can yet. I don't know if that breaks any rules or what.
Then whatever.
Sure, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, there's I don't know what to do with the whole interpretation of the rules and all that. Go ahead.
You got two options, right? The first option I talked about, pay it yourself. I mean, the Bassett's probably. I mean, Bill probably has money. Pay for it yourself. You know what I mean? It's like why are we giving an inch and taking a mile here?
So, I literally tweeted that today.
Option number two. You want to be able to train there whenever you want. Pack your bags.
Move to Iowa.
Enroll. Iowa City High, Iowa City West, wherever.
Bettendorf. Who cares?
I mean,
Fort Dodge.
No, that's 3 hours away.
But it's still within 250 miles.
St. James.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna move to Iowa, just be in Iowa City.
Yeah, homeschool. Who cares?
Now, if he was coming, it's like Castillo. Castillo he goes to Ames High. He went to Ames High.
Yeah,
he didn't come to Fort Dodge High. He could have, but he didn't.
Right. Gabe Arnold did the same thing. Gabe Arnold went to Iowa
City High
for this. Yeah.
Yep. So I have a there are options. It felt to me it felt to me like a little bit of maybe we made a mistake committing so soon. Now let's pressure the brands one way, and if they help us, great. If they don't, that's an out for us.
I think this might have been kind of in the cards the whole time.
Well, yeah.
So
I mean,
I'm going to read.
I said, I told you guys like off air or whatever. I was like, I didn't truly believe that he was going to finish at Iowa.
Yeah.
Off air.
Let me read this
allegedly.
post. Let me read this post, and it's definitely from like somebody who is
definitely have said it. I could probably find the text, unless I didn't say it in text, but I've definitely said it.
Let me read this post. This is definitely a very Iowa sided opinion, and like maybe there's some truth behind it. Maybe it's exaggerated, but let's just read this out. A parent using his own children as leverage for his own personal gain is disgusting. We hear about how it's all the kid's decision all the time, but in this case, it most certainly was not, as it isn't for most in today's landscape. For Bo and particularly Melvin, an early commitment from Melvin was offered by Bill in exchange for things that had previously been discussed as being off the table for reasons out of the staff's hands: a job, flights, vehicles, control over the program, and more. The ultimate renege by the Bassett clan. These people smelled a ripe fish, and they thought they'd be able to continue to take advantage and make demands, and Tom stood on his business. So, again, definitely like somebody who is...
Where'd you read that at?
This was tweeted out. This is from like the Iowa Wrestling forums, and it's tweeted out as from the best insider for Iowa wrestling. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I don't know. I don't have any vetting to like say this is definitely like very truthful. There's a lot behind this, except for the fact that we heard months before Bo Bassett had made a commitment that his dad was looking to be on a coaching staff. This is not the first time that we've heard about this, and so like there is cross-referencing that like kind of makes sense. And then Keegan Bassett earlier today commented on Instagram or something like that and said, all we want is the same treatment that other guys are receiving from other teams.
AKA like, okay, Jax.
We hear Jax is being flown down to Stillwater. We hear, different things about different guys for different programs. And so it's like you can kind of piece that all together in kind of like, yeah, a job, flights, vehicles, control over the program, and more. That's not outside the realm of possibility. Now, is it really what's happening? Make your own choices in terms of what you believe. But a lot of people are putting this on Bo Bassett. And I guess if Bo Bassett really wanted to go to Iowa, Bo Bassett could still go to Iowa. But if there's a lot of drive behind Bill Bassett, and, he's gotten in trouble in the past before for breaking the rules or for trying to do things his way, well, this might be more on Bill than Bo. I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. What are you doing?
I just sent a text out to a source. I just asked him a question. I'm not going to repeat the question.
Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of the Bo Bassett T. I don't think... okay, so he's got 3 schools that he's looking at now. Penn State, Oklahoma State, Nebraska.
And apparently Penn State was at his doorstep already.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's not much of a drive.
Well, okay, and then the other thing you're hearing too is that Kale never stops recruiting him.
Depends on what that means, right? Like if Kale's every now and again, like, hey, Bo, looking good, always free to come practice the RTC. Like those are
what
simple
I've been
gestures.
Hearing is that Kale actively recruits guys that are verbally committed, telling them to flip. Asking them to flip.
We know David Taylor is also doing this. So
David Taylor's deal was a little bit different because
brand new.
Yeah, because he didn't really get a shot to begin with. Like, so I kind of understand that. Like, he came in late the game, so he was like, trying to he went ahead and tried to turn some of these already committed dudes. Now, Kale, on the other hand, come on now, Kale.
I mean, do you not feel like he's kind of stepped it up?
Well, okay.
Do you not feel like he's
Give me an example of a guy that David Taylor has flipped recently.
No. Kale. I mean, Kale. Do you feel like Kale has stepped things up recently?
I don't know what you mean by
In terms
that
of
either.
his recruitment efforts.
I don't know. I don't know necessarily if it's him stepping it up or if it's just people that are like, yeah, I'm going to go there because I know I can be good there.
Yeah, that's fair. Reese, what do you think?
Track record speaks for itself, you know.
I guess
I don't think he's changed his approach.
You've said that he's over recruited always. You've been quoted as saying that.
Didn't Yanni have the same story about Kale recruiting him while he was already verbally committed?
Maybe. I can't remember.
Pretty sure.
I cannot remember.
Pretty sure Rob Coles confirmed it. Basically.
More than likely. Yeah. Yeah. Where do you guys think he ends up?
I think he ends up at none of those three.
Goes back to Iowa. Say it, Reese.
I don't know. Dude, I don't know. I just feel like this whole situation is not a good look for...
Overall, it's not, right?
For the Bassets. I mean, it just reeks of just parental interference. Like the parents getting way too involved. Way too involved.
Yeah, and like I guess the stick that broke the camel's back was Tom Brands and Miss Bassett getting into a screaming match or something like that, or a heated argument. I don't know.
I highly doubt Tom Brands is screaming at Mrs. Bassett.
That's why I'm giving it multiple definitions.
What I heard is they took it as being yelled at when Tom said, "Please don't tell me how to run," or maybe he didn't say, "Please don't tell me how to run my program." You know, with a stern tone. And you know what? People do that. People misinterpret stern tone for being yelled at all the time.
Correct.
Because they're whispering eyes. Do you like that reference? Anybody?
You lost me on that one.
What? What's that movie with Paul Rudd and Stifler?
Role Models.
Role Models. Am I ringing a bell yet?
No.
There's a scene where Paul Rudd is on the phone trying to get his woman back, and McLovin, which is not his name in the obviously, but McLovin is like, "Tell her you miss her whispering eye." And he's like, "I miss your whispering eye." And he's like, "You just said vagina." You guys don't remember that scene? It's classic.
I do remember that. I don't really remember anything from that movie except for Jane Lynch with the hot dog. That's like the scene I remember the most.
I can't believe, dude, I've seen that movie so many times. I guess I've seen a lot more than
I had it on my iPod. I watched it a lot. I did not watch it as much as I watched Step Brothers.
I watched it. I watched it a lot on my computer and my iPod. I probably still have it on there.
Anyway.
Pirated. matey.
What's wrong, Sammy?
I'm just listening. This is great. Dude, I don't know what to think about the whole situation. I think it's a worse look for, and this is a choice that I'm making, but I think it's a worse look for the Bassett family than it is for Iowa. Now, I think it sucks more for Iowa than it does for the Bassett family.
I think the ultimate loser in this whole thing is going to be Bo, because $5 million is not easy to come around.
It's not going to, no. And like, so remind me, there was some sort of situation going on with NIL where he had to make his, like, he had to put pen to paper to get a deal like that without it getting like heavily taxed or something like that. Wasn't that a thing?
I have no clue. I was talking to Dad to see if he knew anything on like how the taxing works on that stuff, and he didn't have a clue either. So
I think there's something there. I don't know. Maybe if you're listening and to comment down below or something. But like, I feel like there was something there with that too.
Give me one
And
second.
so
Freaking animal is driving me crazy because you just won't stop crying. I'm right here, dude. You don't gotta cry. Let's go upstairs. Let's go. Come on.
look at those skinny legs. But it clears the stairs pretty well. Yeah, I mean, Bo Bassett's not going to get paid $5 million in college, at least not from an NIL deal directly. I do think, however, I do want to consider where we see him going. Reese?
I don't know. Rutgers.
You think Rutgers?
If he sticks to his top three, my heart says Oklahoma State, or excuse me, my brain says Oklahoma State. My heart says go Big Red.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Nebraska doesn't have the pockets for it. So unless, and like this is, a lot of this dialogue is demonizing Bill Bassett. And I don't know the guy. I've never said a word to him. But like if it's true that he is like making these demands, they're going to have to make a deal with Bill to get Bo and Keegan and Miller, or Melvin Miller, all under the Nebraska Cornhusker roof.
Yeah. It sounds,
which would be cool. But
this whole thing sounds like it's being driven by strictly business, Business is coming into play way more than like necessarily anything else, including, being the best wrestler you could be.
Right. Yeah, and like do you guys really think that there was like this frustration for like the fact that Bo didn't make a U20 world team, Jax Forrest is in Final X, and PJ Duke made a senior world team and all this, and it's like
my son's falling behind.
Yeah, well, you can't just outpace everybody. It's not how it works.
Just a spoonful of pace, please.
Now, dude, the thing that does suck though, and like the people who probably miss out the most on this are the Iowa fans, because it was a match made in heaven. I think it was a great match. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that was a good match for sure. Style wise.
Yeah, I just felt like he fit them, and he would have been great for them. Now, would things have worked out behind the scenes? Probably not, seemingly, but. Yeah, I guess with the nature of how he initially because his commitment decision was rushed. We remember this back in February, and so that probably should have clued us in to some degree that this was a shaky foundation.
Rushed.
Do you remember this? It was like hey, this deal's on the table. It's not going to be on the table by tomorrow. Make your decision.
That was a rumor. That wasn't confirmed.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong then. It did, but I mean, what did you think? He put out this list, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm just going to decide this week.
Well, when you throw $5 million in front of my face, yeah.
Can't hear a word you're saying.
Who are you talking to?
When you throw $5 million in my face, yeah, I'm making the decision right there and then. I don't feel rushed.
My Mr. President tweet didn't do what I thought it would do. I'm a little sad about that one.
It was a good tweet, Sam.
I thought it was a good tweet.
It's always the ones you don't expect to be bangers that end up being bangers.
I kind of knew what I was doing when I was working with that that photo of Anthony Kasser.
Yeah, you were riding that. What the heck is going on at Penn State?
Yeah, no, I knew what I was doing.
Train real hard there.
I knew what I was doing. Okay. Do you guys want to just close things out with Bo Bassett? It's been a day.
Yeah, truthfully, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, until the next decision has been made, which is going to be where does he go? Until that decision is made, it's whatever. I'm not.
All I know is I'm sure the $5 million is still on the table, and Bo, if you listen to us at all, come to your senses, man. Take the money.
Yeah, hop on the podcast. Let's talk about it. I DM'd you. Answer your DMs. After I kind of dragged your father's name through the dirt.
You want me to? We didn't drag his name through the dirt, but you want me
No,
to? You want me to get his phone number for you?
Nah, I'm okay.
All right.
He's not gonna hop on the podcast. We'll talk. No, it's
Wow,
gonna
not with
happen.
that attitude. He's not, Sammy.
I put in the effort. I put on for my city.
We've had a world silver medalist and the guy who has the greatest NCAA upset of all time /
One
world
of.
team member. One of it's the greatest one.
Dude, we weren't there for Larry Owings. We can't say.
No. You can go back and watch that film. Listen, it's the greatest one. It is. It's the greatest
Okay.
one.
Okay. All right. Let's look at this Japan World Team. What do you guys say?
Rin Sakamoto. That's what I say.
Yeah. All right. And I want to go in depth with particularly with this guy because he made a 57 kilogram world team for Japan, so he's on their senior and U20 world team, and he's also going to be wrestling at Oklahoma State next year. Now, assuming he's going to be at 133, I don't even know if he's going to be their starter. What do you guys feel about this guy?
I feel about him.
I've seen him wrestle one time.
I watched him. I watched him wrestle one folk style match, the only folk style match he's ever wrestled, and then I've watched a handful of his freestyle matches. One of them being against Ono, and he just got pushed around the whole time.
Yeah, Ono's way bigger than him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I guess let me rephrase that. Ono looks way stronger than him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Ono is 100% much stronger. This is what Kozak has to say. Sakamoto will be an underdog to reach the medal stand at Senior Worlds based on his performance at the Asian Championships earlier this year. There, Sakamoto placed fifth after going 2-2. He beat two guys whose names I don't know how to pronounce, but then he lost. He got pinned by the Mongolian that beat RBY at the tournament earlier this month or last month. And he also lost to Chongsong Han, who I believe is from Korea, I think. But I mean, he looks solid in freestyle, and the way Ono beat him in freestyle doesn't translate to folk style. Now, the way Drake Ayala beat him in folk style makes me think, holy crap. But also, it was in Carver. It was his first ever folk style match, and they had to use cards to communicate with him. So,
breathe.
So, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to look like. I don't even know if he's going to be the starter. It's him. It's Richard Figueroa, Gary Steen, and JJ McComas at that weight for Oklahoma State. So you going to be their guy? What?
To have all those guys.
Oh yeah, but I mean, is he better than Figs? I don't know.
No.
He's going into it. I mean, I don't even want to get into just how tough 133 is. 133 is going to be ridiculous next year. So, okay. And then, I don't know if he's going to end up placing at Worlds this year. 57 kilos is kind of in a weird state. The whole world is in a weird state right now. So,
are we going to get political?
No, I mean,
no politics.
I was mostly referring
world peace. Congratulations, world peace.
I was referring to the fact that it's the year after the Olympics and everybody kind of takes their time off this year, except for our governments. So
yesterday, Sammy, you were worried about Iran not coming to Worlds in 2027 and the Olympics in 2028. Now, 24 hours later, how do you feel?
I don't know what's happened. I've been out of the loop.
Oh, apparently Trump has negotiated a ceasefire between all three countries.
That's my goat right there. That guy can talk anybody into a deal. It's the art of the deal right there.
Lip it and send it to mom.
That's my president.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do you guys have Truth Social? I don't. I'm just wondering if you
no.
guys. No, I don't.
No.
Okay. Reese? Reese looks like a Truth Social guy.
Well, I do look like a true social guy, but no, I don't.
Okay. This next guy on the Japanese world team is interesting too, because I haven't really heard of him. But there's high praise. So Takara Suda is currently ranked 5th in the world. And he apparently is a gold medal threat for Japan. He took out 2021 world bronze medalist Toshihiro Hasegawa 4-3 to make the world team. He also put together impressive performances this freestyle season, winning golds at the Asian Championships in March and at the Albanian Ranking Series tournament in February. In those events, Suda recorded notable wins over number 6 at 57, which is Nachin Mangush from Russia. And Reese, yeah, I think you are right. Mangush is probably going to end up being their rep. I think you're right about that. Artem Gobayev, Udit, and Ahmad Javan. So Japan still has a really good 61 kilo, even without Ono.
Yeah, I already
interesting.
told you that was going to happen.
Yeah, but I also felt like we said that about 57, and then it's Sakamoto, who people are like, yeah, he's not even going to medal at Worlds.
Whoa. I have faith.
He could, but it would be
the
an
more
uphill climb.
I look at that weight class, the more I look at that weight class, the more my gut is just telling me that it's going to be a Spencer Lee RBY final.
Maybe that Mongolian's good, but RBY could get the job done.
Where's the guy from China?
I don't think he's been wrestling. I don't know.
He was kind of big for 57. I was wondering if he was going to be able to hold it down for another year.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, and then Kotaro Kiyuka is back. Which is an interesting one, because what I was told is that the Olympic and world medalists and all of those guys, they kind of get like paraded around Japan, or they get paraded around the world maybe even, and so like training for them is not really easy or convenient. But Kotaro Kiyuka is back on the team, and he is ready to do what nobody has done in the world since 2008, which is win back-to-back titles at 65 kilos. What do you guys think? Do you think he can take out Amuzad again, or are we in for...
I'm not going to say he can't beat Amuzad again, because he
did
it epically.
I don't get how he did it,
inexplicably.
But he did it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for 65 kilograms. I'm also excited. I'm excited to see how Real Woods does. The more I look into the whole Real Woods situation, the more I'm like, you know what? This is exciting.
I hear Amuzad is a huge One Piece fan, and they offered him a bunch of One Piece merch to throw the match in the Olympics, and he said, "You bet."
Interesting.
I was with you until you started using it as that. I was like, that's pretty cool that Amuzad is a One Piece fan. Good for him. And then it's like, well,
what do you care?
Yeah, what do
it's just cool. All right, you know what? I was trying to be with you guys.
Reese, I love it when you ask. Reese, I love it when you get in the text chain and start talking One Piece. It really lights my day up.
You guys were all about it last night. I was like, oh no, something's happening. And then I started reading the text. I'm like, nothing's happening.
I legit have no one to talk to about One Piece. 0 people.
I just watched Big Mom versus Law and Kid, and it was amazing.
Did you like where I have it ranked in the fight? In my,
I don't remember where you had it ranked, but I'm definitely it's top 3, easy.
It's up there, dude. It was a good one. It was a good one. But sorry, Sammy, my bad. We were geeking out.
When you touch me like that, it was fine.
Good song.
You could just
watch it's been stuck in my head.
Why? I can't even tell you the last time I heard that song. That's a good song.
I must have been watching a movie or something.
What song?
I don't even know.
Sing it again, Sammy.
I can't.
Sing it for me.
I can't.
Can you kiss me like this?
Yeah. 70 kilos, Yoshinosuke
I gotta tell me what it
Aoyagi.
is.
I don't know what it is. I'd tell you if I knew, but I don't.
I'm looking it up. Don't worry, Reese.
Okay. Aoyagi, last year, silver medalist. He lost to, I cannot remember who he lost to. I can't remember. Kazakhstan, maybe? Anyway. He's looking pretty good this year, but it's 70 kilos, so we'll see.
The song is called
But
"When
he's
You
another.
Touch Me" by Brandy, Reese.
There you go. Yep. Let Brandy touch you.
I would.
All right. Yoshinosuke is going to be pretty tough at 70 kilos. Japan overall has pretty solid starting five. And the fifth one of that is Kota Takahashi, who we all watched beat Mitchell Mesenbrink pretty soundly last year. I don't know if he medals this year, though. It's going to be tough. 74 kilos. Going to be tough. So after that, Japan's team starts to kind of fall off. Ryonosuke Kamaya, I don't know much about him. Hayato Ishiguro is a guy who has beaten Zahid Valencia before, but I don't think we will see.
We can't really say fall off when they've gotten upper weights that have beaten literally our upper weights.
Yeah, but let me pull it back a little bit, right? This is Zahid pre don't trip era. All right. He got taken down and then gutted, which we don't see. All right. Now Aaron Brooks wrestles Ishiguro and smashes him. Now, there's also Ishiguro at 92 kilos. Takashi Ishiguro. Not great. But 97 kilos, this is where we have Arash Yoshida, who beat Kyle Snyder earlier this year 5-5. He was losing 5-1, and Snyder tried to do this very strange go behind, and Yoshida countered it the right way. And then Yoshida won. Can he medal? I don't know. I don't think so.
What do you know?
What do I know? I think I know. You know what? I'm going to say it. If Kyle Snyder and Arash Yoshida wrestle at Worlds this year, Snyder's going to win like 8-2. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
8-2?
8-2. 8-2. Pencil it. Put it in ink and paper. Yep, that one. Jot it down. And then at 125, they have Taiki.
I've got a joke. Can I use? Never mind. I don't have a joke.
Okay. 125, they have Taiki Yamamoto, who made his 6th senior level world team this year, but has not ever really shown any promise. So he's probably not going to place.
Such a good joke. All right, moving on. That's
right.
Japan's world team. Solid world team. Are they going to beat us? Probably not.
Look, man, we got a lot of question marks surrounding our team as well.
We're young, right? With like, one vet, maybe two if you count Spencer. Spencer's a vet. I'm going to count him.
Okay.
Listen, it's like I look at it this way. It's like it's like that team that beat Russia in hockey, the Miracle on Ice. We're young and scrappy.
It would take a miracle for us to beat Russia this year. I agree.
We're young and scrappy.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a good world tournament.
Pencil me down there. 10 golds.
I knew it.
I'm kidding.
We already talked about this. We already know what our medals are going to be. We've been down this road.
That was, yeah. We have. What else?
I don't know.
What else you guys want to talk about?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that's all I have for today. I broke Gable Game, and then I fixed it.
How'd you break it?
Well, I commented. I have analytics through Cloudflare, and I got rid of the script that does that for me. And so today I was just watching the numbers tank, and I'm like, well, it was fun while it lasted, but nobody's interested anymore. And then I realized what I had done. So, Reese, have you played today?
Reese doesn't play, period.
I know. It's not a fun one today. Today was tough.
Oh, today was tough? All right, never mind then.
How many did it take you,
7.
Reese? Or Sammy?
What? Well,
excuse me. Sorry,
Sammy.
Reese.
Took me 7.
Oh, now I got to go back and look how many it took me. think it took me 5. Let me look.
Did you use PEBs?
Did I use
Use
PEDs?
PEDs?
PEBs.
PEBs?
Performance enhancing brackets.
No. Let me look at the answer, and then I can tell you because I really don't remember. Sammy, I've played your game so many times.
Well, can't you just look at how you did today?
Stats. Maybe I haven't played today. I could have sworn. No, I definitely played today. Why is it telling me? So I played on my computer at work. Logged in, played.
Okay.
Now I've just re-logged in on my phone, and now it's telling me to play again.
I don't think you played today then.
I definitely played today.
Who was it then?
Yeah, I get to say it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to post this until
It was
tomorrow.
a 70. I knew it was a 74 pounder. I
Okay.
remember that.
Okay.
From the Mac.
Okay.
So I've definitely played today, right? Have I proven it enough now?
Probably, because I think yesterday's was somebody else.
Senior 74 from the Mac. Was it Kramer?
Yes, it was Kramer.
Yeah, see, I've already
I
played today.
figured
All right,
that
I'm
out.
playing again. I'm putting his name in. See what it does to me. Oh, your game's broken, Sammy.
Fuck me. Wait, no, what happened? Did you refresh it? What happened?
Yeah, you got it in one attempt.
Shit. Maybe you weren't logged in. I'm going to say you weren't logged in
I
this
was
morning.
You have to log in?
100% logged in.
Well, you get to be logged in if you want it to save across devices, Reese.
I won, dude. First try.
Shut up. Shut up.
My win
Okay.
percentage is 90%.
We're going to wrap it up and go get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this brief episode of the Barn Session. If you like what we
brief.
do here, goodbye.